KT. Good morning. It's Mornings with KT. Welcome. I am KT, your host. I was turned around and I did the wrong way. That mirror thing, I was like, oh, good Lord. I was trying to get cat hair off the black shirt because they're adorable and precious, but woo wee, the cat hair is serious. So, it's Monday morning, or as I like to say, it's Magnificent Monday. Woohoo! What are you doing today and what are you going to do? I decided to give it a go and try to do my podcast at 10 a.m. So, wherever I am, of course, I know it's not that time all over the world, but and see how I fancy it. And I can already tell you I fancy it earlier in the day. So I'm still going to keep fooling around with it and figuring it out. But anywho, welcome. I hope you're doing well today and I hope your day is started off fantastic. Let's see our fun little what happened on October 6th. So I have not read these. I just pulled them up and then got busy. So let's see. The first female licensed Dutch pilot. Woohoo! In 1911. Awesome sauce. Beatrix. I'm not sure how to say her last name, but a pioneer in aviation from the Netherlands. Oh, that's super cool. The first female licensed Dutch pilot. I don't know if I said Dutch or not. So, on October 6, 2007, Jason Lewis completed the first successful human-powered circumvention of the Earth. Cool. Traveling entirely via human-powered transport, like bikes or boats or whatever, if you can human-power it. Do you think the boat, he had a paddle boat? Because then it really would be human-powered. But if it had a motor on it, that wouldn't be human-powered. At least in my cute little brain. That's how it works. So, what's the next one? Ooh, I got to read these and find out what's happening. Going back further, on October 6th, Thomas Edison showed the first motion picture. How cool is that? I love the movies, as we've already discussed. And talking about good old Thomas Edison, have you ever thought about how many tries it took him to do the light bulb? I'm going to make sure I have the numbers correct. So let's just type it into our handy computer. Tries. Thomas Edison tries on creating the light bulb. And those of you who are here for pure a quick super dose, you are enough and you can create your life exactly how you want it. And you can do it. You just got to keep going the steps and enjoy all stuff, feel all of the feels. If you are frustrated or concerned or any of those things that the world says keep at home, don't bring that here, don't bring that to work, or don't bring that to church, or don't bring that to the synagogue, or wherever it is that you are meeting. I want you to know it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to feel those emotions. And there are consequences on the earth. If you go somewhere and go ballistic with anger and rage, you're probably going to get arrested, depending on where you are in the world. It doesn't mean it's not okay to have anger and rage. It just means there's an appropriate place for it. And never deny yourself. If you're at home or if you're out walking or you're wherever and you're just frustrated, it's okay to be that way. It's okay to have that feeling. And I've been thinking this morning about, and I haven't thought about this for years, but in my life experience, I want you to know, I have never found a religion or a belief system that does not have judgment involved in it. And the closest thing, the way people live, would be the law of attraction and living life that way. But even when you go to these seminars that support that or these there's all these categories of, ooh, they must be aligned or they must be unaligned or, ooh, they're really crushing it. Their life looks amazing. And I'm you do not know what people's lives are behind closed doors, and you do not know what and they're not showing up and putting on a happy, pappy face. I am extremely consistent and I am pretty much the same way all the time. I do have very passionate emotions and feelings. I get super excited and I can also get super pissed off. I can get super sad. And part of the beauty about growing in your life is learning to accept yourself exactly the way you are. Accepting my new body that has changed. I'm not gonna lie, that's been a challenge for me. Sometimes it's a real challenge. I didn't know that I never wanted children, so it just wasn't my cup of tea. So great, never gonna be pregnant, never gonna go through all of that, whatever. My most of my life, I have hated having a period. It was unnecessary. I even asked when I think I was 17, um, "Well, just take it out. I'll just have a hysterectomy. I know I don't want it children." And I had a male doctor tell, "Oh, you're way too young to make that decision." I never changed. I'm 51 now. I could have not had a period for over 30 years. But now that we got all this women's study, who knows what that would have done to my body? Immediate menopause at 17. Now that I know how important estrogen is and progesterone and all that good jazz. But anywho, accepting this new perimenopause phase and learning how to get back to the way I want to be and get it focused and get clear. And I'm just not going to lie, I miss eating pizza 4 nights a week. My nutrition used to be ferocious. I mean, but I love pizza. So, and it was fast and easy. And my body was unfazed. I could do whatever I want. I could drink as much beer as I want. I could knock back the cocktails, always stayed the same size. And then a fun little perimenopause came along, and before you know it, I gained 20 pounds and I was, am I getting fat? And before you know it, 40, 50, 70 pounds. What is happening? And after being angry for many moons, I just realized I've got to accept this is life now, and I have to master this new phase of life, whether I wanted it or not. And everyone has experiences like that in their life, whether you wanted a divorce or not, whether you wanted anything you can think of, whether you wanted to get fired or not, whether you wanted to have children or not. Surprise, you're pregnant again for the seventh time. So, or however many it would be. You can spend time in anger, or you can say, wow, this is a curveball. I did not see it coming. That's why it's called a curveball. How can I recalibrate and how can I get squared away? And the story I was thinking about, going back to religion and judgment and all that jazz, um, I remember, I guess I was in my 20s maybe, and I was walking on the beach with these two other ladies. They were uber religious, and I was not religious. I was out by that time. And I remember a $20 bill was floating in a wave, and the wave came in, and the one lady saw it, and she picked it up, and ha ha ha. And I have never forgotten. She looked at me and said, because I'm living right, and put it in her pocket. And the other lady that was with her agreed. And it was such a what just happened? And, what the hell? and which is funny because they're so religious. But to this day, I guess they're still religious. I don't know. We certainly do not keep in touch. But fast forward, and I'm sitting in the law of attraction workshop, and I really love those. I love thinking about all that stuff and pondering it, and well, can I get clear evidence? And I probably missed my calling. I needed to be a scientist or something, and because I'm so detail oriented in the way I think and analytical and numbers and well, if this hypothesis says this, can we prove it by doing this or this or this? And I do remember in high school when I learned that word, hypothesis. I just like it. Uh, and in case you don't know what it means, it's an educated guess. So it's just a fun word. And enabled is another fun word, just because it has such a beautiful memory attached to it for me. Anywho, I digress. I was in a law of attraction seminar, and I was in perimenopause, which I still am, but it's getting better. And I was just miserable, to be honest. And my body was really swollen, and I felt off physically, and what is happening? And I remember so clearly this one person saying, "It's energy. It's all energy." And I felt helpless. I felt really small. And then fast forward a couple years later at another law of attraction workshop, and if you've ever been to an Abraham Hicks, you know that Abraham is interpreted by a precious lady named Esther, and they just flat out said you can't control your hormones. And it's the first time I ever heard them say any kind of sentence you cannot control. And then I was so shocked then because it really applied to me because I was right in the middle of I'm going to kill myself or I'm going to figure out what's going on in my body. And it's not true that that's the only time they've ever said that. You can't control other people, you cannot vibrate for someone else, you cannot all kinds of stuff. But I thought when it came directly to my experience, I was in control of the whole shebang. And surprise, never thought about, well, you're a female and the body has certain changes that are going to happen. Now I can control my attitude towards it. How long do I stay in anger or frustration with it? And I'll be honest, it was a long time. It was well over a year, I guess. But I can control now of I just got to make the best with the way like now. And how can I do it? And so I keep working out every day. I do the 1% rule, and all right, I made a little progress today, and I got better today. It is easier to ride my strider now. When I first got that thing, I couldn't ride it at all. And I can now, and that's pretty cool. And with this new business that I'm creating with my beautiful wife, we're definitely clinging on to the 1%, 1% a day, 1% at a time. And it's very challenging, and there's so much to learn. But all of that to say, I say that because it runs through my head sometimes. That lady saying, it's all energy. Well, does that mean I'm not in alignment with it? But I think I am, or I'm not. I'm just going to keep going, because then you have the school of thought where, great, be a good person. That's wonderful. But you got to get your ass to work and do stuff. And I'm kind of more wired that way. You just got to roll your sleeves up and actually do it. You have to show up for yourself. So that's what I keep doing every day. And my statistics are growing, and our analytics are getting stronger all the time. And it will take off at some point. I don't know when that is. But I know it's going to, and I'm just going to hang on to that knowing feeling. And back to, there are no religions that I have found that aren't linked to such judgment and such, or ways of I don't know, belief systems, I guess. I'm here to tell you, you can be the only person in your life that never judges you. And that definitely takes practice because most people in life have a very negative thought pattern, but you don't have to. Most people in life are really critical, but you don't have to be. And even successful people who are society's version of successful, because remember, you can create whatever definition you want of success and make sure it's an empowered one and you're the only one involved and it's something easy and like our friend who, well, I'm above ground, so I'm a success. You get to decide, do I like me and am I enjoying my life experience? Because at the end of the day, it's only you who can lay your head on the pillow. It's only you who can decide today was really fun or today wasn't, or I'm really proud of what I've built. Because the world has about 8 billion opinions, and you just got to keep going for you and learn that tape that constantly plays in everyone's mind, because everyone has thoughts constantly. The goal in meditation is to not have thoughts so you can get in receptive mode or just be. You really got to practice on, does that tape playing, is it constantly judging me, or is it telling me I need to be better or I need to be kinder or I need to be more? Or could I tame it and get it to see, all right, this is wonderful. Like this morning, something so simple. I was refilling the protein drinks that my wife loves to drink, and I was trying to fit them in the little door. And there's that tape of, well, why don't you do this every day for her? Oh, are you being a jerk? What? Or, this is great. We have them and I'm putting them in the fridge for her and this is wonderful. It's which pattern are you going to practice? And realize that you are okay. To the lady who found the $20 bill, cool. You found 20 bucks. I found money on the ground too. And it had nothing to do with how I was living. Right or wrong. Nothing. Be kind to people. Be kind to yourself. And my encouragement is, don't take one judgment hat off to put on another one, to go from this or that, or be who the change you want to see in the world. And back to Thomas Edison, I know it's a little bit all over the place there, but this really matters to me, of be kind, be kinder to people. If somebody cuts you off on the road, teach yourself, maybe they need a pizza or maybe they need a burger. The other day, Michelle and I were so hungry and we were out exploring and we were on this road and I was driving a little bit faster than I normally do, which is normally slow. But I was going a little bit faster because I was really hungry and I need a burger. So we realized, oh my gosh, we could just say that anytime someone does anything weird on the road. We get, they must need a burger. It just feels better. And just practice it in your life. Okay, let's see what Thomas Edison has for us to ponder today. So inventors had been experimenting with the electric light for decades before Edison, but none found a practical version that lasted long or was affordable. So Edison started working on it seriously in 1878. He tested over 6,000 materials. And that's the point that it took me a really long time to get to, was I'm going to equate it to, I need 4,000 watch hours for us to be eligible for monetization on YouTube. Well, that doesn't sound like so many. You see all these videos getting millions of views and all this stuff, whatever. I decided I'm going to make a YouTube teaching video just to help other people of, well, no, it has to be literal watch time, not someone viewed your video, but they didn't watch the whole thing. So if your video is 40 minutes, you didn't get 40 minutes of watch time. You got the 3 they watched, and that's it. And you got 1 view and analytics and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, 6,000 materials. So go around in your house. Do you have 6,000 pieces of material laying around? And you're going to test. Now, shall I count to 6,000? I just thought about the young man who's Mr. Beast. One of his earliest videos was, I think he counted to 100,000 sitting in a chair, much like this, and just 1, 2, 3. And he really did count all the way to 100,000. His videos are much better now. But what an adorable thought. So say I count to 6,000. Why don't you count? Just count to 100. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now remember, while we're counting, you've got to be testing a material. Testing, does it work? Does it make the glowing wire inside? And then when you get to 1,000, are you going to quit or are you going to keep going? And finally, in 1879, his team had found success, and a carbonized bamboo filament inside a vacuum bulb that could glow for over 1,200 hours without burning out. That's pretty cool. I don't know what all of that means, to be honest, but I know we have light bulbs now. And fast forward, because the numbers get even better. And when people ask if he felt discouraged after so many failures, here's such a good mindset. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And isn't that something? You just got to keep going. You haven't failed. You tested and you tried. Okay, this doesn't work. This doesn't have the outcome I wanted. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. It doesn't mean that you are incapable or dumb or ignorant, or it just means you found a way that doesn't work. So give yourself permission, because you're worth it, to try again. I'm going to look for another way. I'm going to find another way. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and some things have worked smashingly. I've made 7 figures, and some things I spent money to try that. It means I failed and that idea did not work. I actually spent money instead of making money when all the dust was settled, and that's okay. It's the deliciousness of trying and the deliciousness of going. So, anything else awesome on today? The first talking movie, also called the first talkie movie, called The Jazz Singer. Today's a good day for movies, isn't it? And October 6th is also observed as National Coaches Day. So the coach I would like to shout out to is Andy Reid of the Chiefs. I've never met him. I don't know him. I don't know. There's something about him. Anywho, where are we at? Oh my, 23 minutes. But 23 great minutes. And oh, hi, whoever's watching. You're living and you're creating your life. To Reader's Digest, this version, it's okay to have every single emotion you have. It's okay to have every mood you have. It's your choice which ones you want to live in, which ones you want to continue and perpetuate in your life. It's your choice. And do not take someone else's opinion and let it define you. You were made for more, and you're worthy. And I say, If someone's that damn opinionated about you, they must see the magic in you. And to their own, whatever word we want to use, they're not seeing the magic in themselves. So it's easier to criticize. Don't go down that rabbit hole or get trapped in that. Everyone has a tape playing. Everyone has to keep deciding, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to define my life. I'm going to try another piece of material to see if the filament will work. And does the light bulb come on? I'm so glad that he did that, because we would be living in darkness. I would not have hung in there for 10,000 tries. If it was something fun, like creating a knife in a forge, oh yeah, I'd definitely make 10,000 of those. Everyone fancies whatever they fancy. A day for deep thought. It's 10:29 now on the West Coast in the United States of America. I wish you a great day. What day is it? I think it's Monday. It is Monday. And Magnificent Monday, that's right. And tomorrow's Terrific Tuesday. And Wednesday is either Wild Wednesday or Wonderful Wednesday. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in. And Thursday is, I get stuck on Thursday because I already said Tuesday was Terrific Tuesday. And then Fantastic Friday, of course. And Scrumptious Saturday. And Savory Sunday. So I got to figure out something for Thursday. So every day is fun. Until we chat again, which will be tomorrow. I don't know why I said we. It's just me talking to the camera. So until I chat to you again, thanks for watching Mornings with KT. I wish you a fantastic day. And I encourage you, give it one more try. You're worth it. All right. Let's see how I do with the end exit buttons, whatever they're called. Oh, first try. And now for the second one. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, first try. No bueno. Second try? Nope. Come on, peripheral vision. You can do it. Nope. Third try. Fourth try. Nope. Fifth. Oh, where are we? Oh, I was too high. See you tomorrow.